This is Ann Morrison, and this is the Storyteller's Corner. Guess what? Today, which is Tuesday, the 24th of August, is 1 week away from the book going live. Yay! Wow! I need some crowd noises. I'll see what I can find in the sound effects. Anyway, yes, my first book, my novella, is going live on the 1st. Print through Amazon and ebook through just about any ebook service you would use. It's just water. No, really. I know. I started setting up to do this in my living room in front of the bookcase because, books, moving my current setup, I only have one camera and one decent microphone and one ring light currently. I have a bunch of stuff on my wish list. And it is a stone bitch to have to move all this stuff, because it's not freestanding. The entire Megillah is umbilicaled to my computer. I have one of those springy cable wrap things wrapping around all these cables that go to the light and the camera and the microphone and the light for my fancy mirror, and it's all in this big umbilical that goes back to the computer. So yeah, it's a stone bitch to try to move. Not doing it this time. Anyway, yes, I just got finished doing a makeup video, so there you go. Attempting to look professional or some such. I have spent the last several days fighting with myself to not take myself onto the websites that are producing the book and pulling the plug. Why, you may ask? Well, let me tell you about that. It's called nerves. It's called imposter syndrome. It's called being scared that the work is going to be trash. It's possible. It could happen. It could be trash. I'm crossing my fingers that enough people think that it's not trash that I get somewhere. But it could be trash. I cannot guarantee anybody's going to like this book. I know I like it. I know a few of the people I've shown it to and had them read through and look for errors and stuff like it. I have critique partners rather than an editor currently, but I've got a collection of critique partners who go through and look for stuff, because after a while you have looked at it for so long, you see what is supposed to be there, not necessarily what is. Excuse me. My throat's getting dry. I did that other video and Mm. No, really, it's just water. And I have come to understand, looking at people's blogs, I'm not the only one who goes through this. And if you've published a book or are looking at publishing a book, you're very likely, going by statistics, are going to have some of the same concerns and some of the same anxieties. I have an anxiety issue, so it's a little rougher when I start thinking about, am I making a fool of myself? Is it rougher than anybody else? I don't know. This kind of stuff is subjective. However, I am still working. I've got a fairly good start on a collection of short stories that I'm doing, interspersed with poetry. The poetry is on a similar theme to the short story. I have a chunk written on the Gatebreakers universe #2. No, it is not a series, but there will be crossover of 1 or 2 characters here and there. It's going to be literally in the same universe, the same kind of problems, but it's not a series, and the focus will change to other main characters. There will not be a huge cliffhanger. In the first book, you get a sort of a cliffhanger. As far as the characters are concerned, everything's as settled as they can get it. You get a sneak peek at what leads off into the next one. Or at least, rather than leads off, is a recurrent thread in the next one. And will be a recurrent thread in a few more. Until I get tired of that one and I kill off the character and bring a new one in. That can be fun. Now, for those of you who don't know, I was worried about getting the print books out because the production company that I contracted with to produce the books, their print version is currently still in beta testing. I've signed up to actually do some of my work through their beta system so that they've got testers. I've beta tested other stuff. I've beta tested games before, so I have no problem with the concept of being a beta tester for a book. But I ended up having to go to Amazon through their Kindle Direct print or Kindle Direct Publish. I can't remember. It's just KDP and then off you go. I'm only doing the print version through Amazon. I've got, there's 12 distributors that the production company supplies for the ebooks. Puts it in all the different formats and whatever, Mobi and EPUB and the Kindle and da 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 da, and Apple and Barnes and Noble, all of that. They've got their Nook and the Apple the Apple readers and such. The production service keeps me updated on the progress. When I started the pre-release for Point of Entanglement, can't even talk, Point of Entanglement, my hubby just brought me a snack. I'm going to set it over here to the side. When they first, showed it as open for pre-release, I had just three distributors that had picked it up. I now have 8 distributors that it's on their active list for pre-order. I have 4 remaining. That there's one of them that's called Hoopla, that they warn you up front they have a very long processing time. Not my problem. But it's on Apple. It's on Barnes and Noble. It's on a Spanish website, a French website, a German website. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And I'm hoping that people pick this up, because it's even beyond the concept of being able to sell my book and be able to make a little money off it and that kind of thing. I would actually like to get to hear from people that far away and that diverse to see what they think. It's a morbid curiosity, because I'm positive they're going to tell me I stink. But hey, if that's the truth, that's the truth. I'll just have to be better the next time. Anyway, that's pretty much all the news that's print to fit. And maybe, just maybe, coming up in the next installment here, maybe I'll read you some of the poetry that I'm putting in with the short story collection. Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, if you want to keep updated, I've got all kinds of stuff below with social media, and I put all of the episodes from here onto my WordPress page and then turn that into a podcast now. So if you want to listen because you just love the sound of my sultry voice, cough, I've got the podcasts up. Now, some of them that are just like, some of the early ones that were like 2-minute blurbs, I used the canned voices. But I've been trying to convince myself that I really do need to talk on the mic when I'm doing the podcast stuff. So it's getting there. It's a lot of new tricks for this old puppy to learn. And yeah, the book will be live September 1st, which is 11 days ahead of my 63rd birthday. I'm determined. I will have this book out before 63. I don't know why I have picked that, but I was determined I was going to get this thing out before my next birthday, and I started working on trying to get it out last November. And then we had the plague, and everything shut down. So, yeah, even though the stuff that I could do online was like upload all this stuff, there was nobody working to do all of the back end stuff to put it together. So, yeah. And I didn't have as many people to talk to because I was trying to kind of, keep it on the down low in case I scared myself and still didn't do it. I actually went on Facebook the other day and put up the universal URL or universal book link that comes from my processing service, so that I could post it, and then it's one more thing that hopefully keep me from freaking out and pulling the plug. I mean, I've put the whole thing out right in front of everybody. All my friends and family know. So there you go. Crossing my fingers. Sweating bullets. But crossing my fingers. With the paperback, that will be coming out the same day. It will be live September 1st. If you go look at my WordPress, that's my granddaughter yelling at one of the big dogs. It's a puppy. On WordPress, I not only have a way to connect to pick up your ebook, I have the little selection up for deciding you want a signed copy if you get the paperback. And what I've got is some book plates and a blank page specifically in the book for putting the book plate on that I will sign and ship to you. And I've also put up a area where my beloved husband, Mr. Jim, does all my illustration work. His work for doing my covers is being put up to be sold as prints. We will get them professionally printed down the street. They will be matted and sent in a heavy-duty mailer. But they are now up for order on the WordPress. I have ordered a small stack of author copies of the paperback because there's a reading group that two of the people that work in the bank where I have my accounts, they're part of a reading group, and they said, okay, we need this many. Please sign. So, I ordered them and will be going to deliver them as soon as they come in. No, they're not getting them for free. There are a few people who will get them for free. But most of them are in my critique circle. And one of them is the person who has campaigned to be allowed to do the reading for the audiobook. That's going to be fun. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to hearing that voice, reading my stuff on the audio. Anyway, I've blown about 20 minutes now. That should be enough chatter. Mind your manners. Keep your distance. Wear your blessed mask if you're still under mask restrictions. Remember, people are getting sick with the new variant because people wouldn't behave themselves to start with. Get your vaccine. Drive safe. Do the right thing. Be good.